Well, hello everybody. Hope you're having a fantastic day. My name is Seth, and channel is Better Together with Seth. I'm just a blocky dude placing cubes one stream at a time. And oh, by the way, I love my wife. So I wasn't feeling really well the other day, and I got quite sick, to be honest with you. So I had a lot of free time on my hands, and decided I'd grind a project out. And we decided that we'd work on our brewing station automation. So we're going to need some gas tiers, and went to TMC Catalog and found this amazing ghast farm. It's just a bunch of blocks and a whole bunch of rails, and I'm not going to show you a block by block tutorial on how I built it, but we'll talk a little bit about the project and how it came from being on the Nether roof to what you're seeing in front of you now. Now these ghasts are, a bunch of baddies. We don't really like them anyway, so don't feel too bad for them. But it was a very labor-intensive project. There was lots of blocks to be placed, and the rails themselves. I mean, the whole project took me quite a few many hours just to put everything together, and took a lot of time on the server, and thankfully I was able to kind of knock all this stuff out in a couple of days. But yeah, that's what happens when you get sick. So I'll kind of walk you through some of the features and how we're using the farm and what we're doing with it. Stay tuned. Thank you so much, and if you can, be sure to like and subscribe if you're enjoying the content. Nonetheless, I appreciate all of y'all for hanging out in my lives and just chilling out and being awesome dudes. All right, let's take a look at what we got. So what you're seeing here is the view that I have while I'm using the ghast farm. The chests inside here are being filled with gunpowder and gas tiers. We're just really interested in keeping the gas tiers, so that's why I got the shulkers over there, just filling those boxes up so that we can have plenty of gas tiers. So we're going to take these. I'm going to show you the switch on the outside of the world. So check it out. It's actually a pretty neat little trip here. So here in the overworld side, I made this little access portal that takes me from over here to where the switch is, where the portals will rotate between one portal and another, that the gas will spawn in one, and then the hopper clock will set off an igniter and a water bucket in the other one, and the portals will just swap, and that way the gas will come through one or the other. I was fortunate enough to be coming over here and accidentally missed my landing, and then phantoms started spawning and kind of ruined the setting. Alright, so this is a little bit better view of it. It's called a portal elevator. So there's 42 items in those hoppers that are going back and forth, and as that redstone mechanic goes back and forth, it will ignite one portal and then deignite the other and then swap back and forth. Pretty ingenious idea. Don't know who made it though. So let's talk a little bit about building in the Nether. Building in the Nether is somewhat challenging. Battling all the mobs while you're building is especially challenging. And building a ghast farm is even more so, because ghast blow things up. Fortunately, here on the RuneCraft server, we had the heroic efforts of Kubi and Remix and a couple of others put together a mob switch of sorts. And the way how a switch works is when you flip this lever, somewhat of my design, there's a portal down here that's chunk loading this area, which is filled with I don't know how many wardens. I'm not going to find out. But yeah, the mob switch stays in the spawn chunks, and so now we're able to build in the Nether and not explodificate all of our hard work. It is a little bit of a distance away. It is contained entirely in a soul sand valley, which is making it makes the rates a whole lot better for a ghast farm, so to speak. I want to talk to you a little bit about the raw materials that we had to use to do that. So if you want to pause right here, you get a full screen of it, but we'll leave it up and kind of show you. There was just an immense amount of materials that went into this building project. And of course, we were fortunate enough that we have farms for the vast majority of all of these things. And so that made the building process a whole lot easier. It still ended up filling about 17 shulker boxes for us to gather all the resources needed in order for us just to put all this together, mainly filled with the smooth stone. So I'll take y'all to some of the areas that we use to collect these things and kind of show y'all the process that we use to get this amount of materials. You know, on a survival SMP, that is a pretty amazing feat in my humble opinion, with all the things going around. The beacon. I forgot about the beacon. We are using a strength and regen beacon over here, which is helping us just one-shot the ghast and obliterate them pretty quickly. But yeah, let's head on over to the wheat farm, or our industrial area, and we'll be able to check out all the cool stuff that we got over there, and I'll show y'all some of the farms that I used in order to get the supplies for this. Fortunately, it's not too far over there. If I did forget something, it's not too far away. This is the RuneCraft SMP server. This is Season 2. I highly recommend y'all go check out runecraftsmp.net and check out all the creators on there. They're amazing folks. But yeah, let's check out the wheat farm. So here we are at the industrial area or wheat farm, and you can see here the cobblestone generator that we have. It's an amazing cobblestone generator. This will definitely be built in every survival world that I will ever play in going forward as soon as possible. This just makes an unbelievable amount of cobblestone, and uses a great TNT duper. You can see that right up here. And there's all these columns of cobblestone that come down, and man, it just makes an intense amount of cobblestone every single minute. I've only really had to run this thing a few times on the server, and it was filled up all the double chests pretty quickly, as a matter of fact. This was a great farm. It was designed by Nacho and Sam. I've watched a tutorial on Shulkercraft. I love tutorials. But yeah, it's been an amazing way of getting cobblestone. And of course, cobblestone is not smooth stone, so we still have to smelt this cobblestone into stone, and then we'll have to smelt the stone into smooth stone. And so we'll take you to that next area here in just a second. But check it out. I love this farm. It's an amazing, amazing contraption. Well, all that cobblestone has to be smelted down into stone, and then smelted once again to make the smooth stone for the build that we're talking about. And so we were fortunate enough to watch a amazing video by the Shulkercraft team featuring ShaydeeJay, his design for a Super Smelter. And one thing to note is that this is somewhat directional, and so we aren't able to use all the furnaces the way how it's supposed to be, and there's been some updates, and I haven't done any of those updates, but it still is way more capable of smelting all the stone that we need, especially for this build project. It takes a few minutes, you know, about 10-15, but you can see all the stone is smelted in the furnaces, and shoots up this bubble column into the chest up there, into some hoppers that goes into the chest. Of course, since the system is somewhat pretty much automated, you know, the carts pick up the stone itself and the deposits in all the furnaces, and the fuel is put in that chest over there. One of the carts got stuck. I keep running into it while I'm looking at stuff, but the fuel choice that we're using for this build is kelp blocks, dried kelp blocks. And so what you're going to see here in a second is the kelp farm that Ray Works put together. it is a little, cumbersome to put together the first time, if you're not used to putting water in the right places and stuff, but it's produced enough kelp blocks for me to smelt, 500,000 items or more. And the whole system is pretty automated. Aside from when I fly away from the farm and the flying machine, is in the middle of its cycle, it'll break halfway and I have to go and fix all the honey blocks again. But that doesn't happen very often because I don't AFK and fly away that often. But occasionally it does, and I have to go in there and reset the flying machine. It's not the end of the world though. But yeah, it does make a pretty impressive amount of dried kelp blocks, enough that fulfills the needs for all of our smelting issues that we have. But you can see all the kelp goes in those smokers, and then it's all outputted to that auto crafter. So we're going to go ahead and head on over to the Nether, and we're going to show you the next part of our process of building this amazing ghast farm. And that was tackling the issue of so many gold rails. I mean, powered rails. It's a daunting task. And so, fortunately, we could turn the mob switch on, and when there's nobody else on the server, we're using ianxofour's gold farm for getting the piglins, or to get the zombies up to us so we can get it. So you can see the zombies zombie pigmen are attracted to a turtle egg that's behind that portal, and all the zombie pigmen just run through that portal like it's nothing, and you can see them just going through it like crazy. And they're transported to a bridge in the overworld, and then they're teleported up to us high in the sky, where they fall into a killing chamber. And ianxofour just did a super elegant way of making that farm. Now, other users have made additions to the farm to make item sorting and processing a whole lot easier. This particular design, I believe, was made by Cami Blank, and it was a schematic that we were able to get our hands on, and 100% kudos to them, because it's an amazing contraption where the gold falls out into this beautiful leaf block and is pushed across this hopper chain where all the items are sorted, and things are auto crafted. So the gold nuggets are crafted into gold ingots, and the gold ingots are crafted into gold blocks. So not a lot of storage is really needed. The only thing you could have done a little differently is made them into shulkers, but I didn't even have shulkers when I made this farm. So I mean, this was fantastic. And of course, all the swords and rotten flesh, I just send it straight to the fire. I don't need any of that. But yeah, you can see a great view of all the auto crafters down underneath there, where the gold nugget goes into the auto crafter and turns into an ingot, and that ingot is pushed into the next crafter, which turns it into a gold block. Then that gold block is turned into is pushed out into the chests. And so far I've ran this thing for hours with no problems, and I've gotten just an amazing amount of gold blocks out of this thing. So this is one process for getting that many gold rails, powered rails. And you don't have to hit these guys. You can always just let them die from entity cramming. And of course, you don't get the loot drop, which was the gold bars. You only get the nuggets and the rotten flesh. And it's a lot slower, but I mean, if you don't feel like hitting them with the looting 3 sword, you can always just AFK the area. But we like using the sword so that we get the ingots, yeah, there you go. There you see all the ingots that are inside there, and it goes inside these hoppers. It's a super cool system. I absolutely love it. The only problem with this system is that I'm on a server, and if anybody else is in the world loading chunks, we're not able to use this farm, because as soon as the pigmen go through the portal, they're immediately despawn. But yeah, that's the gold farm. So this next machine might be a bit controversial. For the gas farm, we did not use this, but I just want y'all to know that these things are available. What this is, a 480,000 per hour Rail Duper. So I found this on the TMC catalog. This is actually going to be used for a community project for the server. And the gas farm, we did not use this. But you can see here that it just absolutely hammers out thousands of rails an hour. So using something like that on a project like that would definitely save on a lot of resources. It'd save on a lot of time. But you really need to check with your server to make sure that things like this are acceptable behaviors and machines like that. On our server, we have some rules where gravity blocks are okay, but not this. But this is going to be used for a community project, so just check with your server. So the final piece that was a part of that process was the amount of redstone that we needed, because you got the powered rails, and of course you have the redstone blocks themselves. And so I'll take you over here to our witch farm. We're just using a fleshing system. I have no idea where I found this. I've been making these witch farms for forever. I think they're over 11 years old. So credits to whoever made this, but I have no clue who it was. But you see here, the witch is just going to fall down. They're going to get entity crammed with some minecarts down here. The way I have my system set up is I'm AFKing up in the sky. So we're shooting all the drops up into the air, and we're using the Impulse SV sorting system that sorts all the redstone, the glowstone, dust, the sticks, the water bottles, the sugar, the spider's eyes. Yeah, that's the redstone part of this farm. Well, this wraps up the project that we have for the ghast farm. And I just want to give y'all a huge thank you for making it this far into the video. I know it's been a little while since we made one of these videos. A special super shout out to the RuneCraft SMP server for allowing me to be on here. It's an amazing privilege and honor to be with such unique characters and individuals. If you get a chance, head on over to runecraftsmp.net and make sure you follow those guys over there and gals. Tell them that you came from the Better Together with Seth channel, and let them know that they're loved too. Meanwhile, this was just an amazing video. Thank you so much for all the folks who like and share this video with their friends. Huge shout out to all y'all for y'all helping me with continuing this content creation journey. We always end our stream the same way, and we don't want to change it because we love it. My name is Seth. The channel is Better Together with Seth. I'm just a blocky dude placing cubes one stream at a time. And oh, by the way, I love my wife. Thank you all so much. I appreciate it. Hope y'all have an amazing day. Bye.